Magic is what happens when you find balance between method and madness, science and art. Welcome to the Magic Maker Podcast, the place where entrepreneurs who want to find magic can access aha moments and simple steps to big dreams. I'm your host, JNicholeSmith, but you can call me Nick. Let's get started, shall we? Welcome back to the Magic Maker Podcast. I love getting to spend this time with you. It feels like such an oasis from the busyness of life and business. To sit down and chat about some of the big stuff that's just swirling all around us. In my work as a consultant and a brand builder, I've seen this recurring theme with entrepreneurs, and I certainly have been no exception. And that is that we have this tendency to jump at a great idea, a great product, or a great business model. We get so excited about it and immediately start beavering away at concepts and plans and domain names and taglines and sketches, usually motivated by what a great idea it is or by what huge potential it has. So much so that we often don't slow down and ask ourselves, is it right for me? I once started an entire business, poured a ton of money into it, and scraped away at it for 2 years before asking myself this simple question. And I was a little mortified by the answer. Yeah, it might be a great idea. It might be a great business, but is it right for me? Is it a good fit for my skills and resources? And most importantly, is the pain it will require me to endure the kind of pain I'm willing to bear to get what I want? Are the people I'm serving the people I'm most passionate about serving? One of the big questions I ask my clients and myself now to help protect against getting totally carried away with good ideas that maybe aren't perfect for us is to ask, how do you want to spend your time? Money is easy, there's always more, but time is finite and it's precious. Time and money are the currencies of freedom. The freedom to choose how we spend our time, the freedom to choose the type of lifestyle we have, the freedom to create or travel or invest or just be. Today I want to chat with you about what your version of freedom is and how to make it feel more real and more achievable. Perhaps as we grow our businesses, we've been focused on the wrong milestones. Last week, we talked about what would be easy. What would be easier when it comes to achieving the success we dream of so we can get more of that time and money and freedom. Let's have a look. And let's make some magic, shall we? If you were to say to a longtime entrepreneur that you're planning to start a business so you can get freedom, they would laugh in your face. Usually the reality of running your own business is pretty far on the other side of the spectrum from feeling free as you can get. You're tied to it mentally and emotionally and financially and often physically as well, having to show up day after day to serve. Waking up in the night worrying about money or your clients or your projects, pouring your personal savings or credit into it. And I'll be the first to tell you, there is probably going to be a phase where these facts are a little bit unavoidable. Not because there's no other way, but because for most of us, no matter how many books we read or coaches we hire, friends who've been there who mentor us through it, or investors that we have to learn the fundamental lessons and face the trials ourselves to actually get it. To understand that there is a better, easier, faster, freer way to achieve both success in our business and freedom in our personal lives. But even then, we have to create those things. They don't just come naturally. They don't just arrive because you think you deserve them or because you want to make a great product or because you really care about helping people. You have to want them and you have to make it happen, which is usually a long, slogging process through all kinds of obstacles, the most treacherous of which is usually paralytic fear. Much like an endurance athlete, every part of your body and mind will be screaming at you to just stop. The pain is too much. The fear is too strong. The overwhelm is too great. I know you're going to have to learn these lessons for yourself in order to grow into the relaxed and successful entrepreneur you dream of becoming. But my mission is to make that transition as simple and fast for you as possible. That all starts with this simple thought. What if your end game isn't to create a successful business? What if your end game is to change the world? What if growing a business and making money isn't that hard? What if the big drama we create has more to do with our own fear and resistance than anything else? What if once you decided it was easy, you could just do it without all that drama? What if you could take it off the pedestal? What if you could just get on with creating wealth for yourself and your family so you could get to the business of serving, giving back, and creating the change you're so passionate about seeing in the world? What if building a successful business that affords you financial security and freedom is just the stepping stone? I have always found that when I realize the mountain in front of me is just a little hill before the real mountain I want to climb, the first climb gets easier. I stop fretting over all the small, stupid stuff. I stop freaking out about my next 5 steps because I know I'm in it for the long haul, and this current goal is just a little blip before the main event. And I'll worry about the main event later, which, by the way, eventually becomes another little hill because you have another big hill behind it. This little mindset shift might be just the thing that allows you to let go of your fear, your control, and your perfectionism. What if the business is the easy bit and you don't need to take it so damn seriously? What if it's just the stage that will enable you to do the real work? You won't have to ask permission or starve while you serve because you've built yourself a foundation of strength and stability from which to give generously of your time and talents and influence. This season in the Magic Maker podcast, we're going to explore what I call the 4 seasons of freedom and fulfillment. The 4 essential stages between wherever you're at now and the freedom and fulfillment that you long for. In the next episode, I'll introduce you to the 4 seasons, but for now, I'd love to just invite you to meditate, journal, brainstorm, whatever your method is that helps you ponder the big questions. One question, and that is, what does your version of freedom and fulfillment look like? Do you have a clear vision of where you'd like to be headed as a human and as a business owner? Thinking about your day-to-day life, comfort, and relationships. Think about the change you're most passionate about contributing to. Think about the legacy you'd like to leave behind. How do you want to be spending your precious time? This is a really, really important exercise to start if you want to achieve that freedom and fulfillment someday. We can feel a lot of resistance to actually sitting down and doing this exercise because, it feels vague. It's hard to commit to. We're not quite sure. But what if that vision is the end goal? And what you're working on now with your business, it's just a step. Would that make it easier? That's it for this episode of the Magic Maker podcast. Welcome to the headquarters of entrepreneurs who want to do good, be real, find happy, and build brands that matter. We are thrilled that you're here. Next week, we're going to start looking at the 4 stages to turn your freedom vision into a reality. So make sure you sit down and do this exercise today, and make sure you don't miss our episode next week. Of course, we'd be super grateful if you'd be willing to invest just a few minutes to write us a review on iTunes or wherever you're listening so we can reach more magic makers and help them too to change their lives and the world.